Hey,
Hello.
Can you hear us, Coach?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. All right, folks, got head men's basketball coach Jim Larrañaga here. We'll jump right into questions. If you have a question, please use the hand raise function and wait to be called on. We will start with Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald. Michelle?
Hey, Jim, have you relaxed from that game the other night? That was a lot of fun. Moving ahead to NC State, I wanted to ask you about Terquavian Smith. Just what kind of challenges he poses. He's ranked very high in the ACC in a lot of different categories. How do you think you match up with him, and what do you have to do to contain him?
Well, first of all, he's having a great season. He's projected to be an NBA lottery pick. He's the same kind of player as a John Morant. He's got tremendous run and jump talent, tremendous ball skills, and three-point shooting ability. So you can't stop a guy like that. You just hopefully be able to curtail a little bit of his opportunities. We'd like to be able to rotate different guys on him to keep our guys fresh. So he's going against a defender who's going to give him a tremendous effort, real concentration. But you're not holding him scoreless. Hopefully he doesn't go off for 30-something.
Can I ask a follow-up? Is this a game where Bensley Joseph, do you see him playing a big role since he likes to defend the other team's best players?
Well, I think Bensley has carved out a niche for himself as a terrific defender in the ACC. And I'm sure he'll be guarding Smith some of the time, but we have to have more than Benz to guard this guy. I think Wooga Poplar might guard him, Isaiah Wong, and certainly Nigel Pack.
Go to Azubi Charles from Kane Sport. Azubi?
Hey, Coach. Just want to ask you through 10 games. What do you think the identity of this team has been, and what have you been most impressed about?
I think our identity offensively is we're very well balanced. That we have a lot of guys who can share the ball. We have Norshed and Jordan who can score in around the basket. We have Isaiah Wong and Nigel Pack and Wooga Poplar who can score on the perimeter, but also Jordan Miller can hit a three. Bensley Joseph can hit a three. So I think our balance offensively is pretty darn good. On the other hand, defensively, we need guys to pick it up and play a little bit better on-ball defense, a little better team defense, and certainly better team rebounding. We have won some rebounding battles, but the teams we're getting ready to play in the ACC are bigger, stronger, and more athletic. So we're going to have a lot of challenges in these next few weeks.
Go to Wyatt Kopelman.
Hey, Coach. It seems like AJ Casey competed well in that matchup at Louisville on Sunday. What's inspired you about his ability to contribute on the road in an ACC environment?
Yeah, well, I think AJ is really putting a lot of time and effort into improving his defense and rebounding. And that's what we need. And as long as he does that, he's going to be a key contributor in our defensive rotation. At the offensive end, on the other hand, he just needs to keep working hard. And I'm sure at some point he'll be able to contribute a little bit more at that end too.
Go back to Azubi.
Hey, Coach, I know you talked about NC State's guard, but as a team, what have you seen from NC State on film?
Well, they're a very skillful team at the offensive end, not just their guards. I mean, Smith and Joyner and Morcell are outstanding scoring guards. But also Clark and now Burns is in the starting lineup. They can really score the ball as well. And Burns averaged 15 points a game before he transferred to NC State. I've seen games against Pittsburgh where he really played well. But I think NC State at the defensive end of the floor is very much a Kevin Keats team where they pressure, try to force turnovers, and create an up tempo. But our guys are very, very comfortable in that tempo. So we're pretty good at it too.
Michelle?
Following up on that, the fact that they do like to get a lot of steals. I think you and them are both ranked 1 and 2 in steals or something like that. But knowing that and knowing that you have to have a lot of discipline playing against a team like that, how do you think the point guard play has been, specifically the point guard position? You're coming off a season where you had Charlie Moore, who was this very veteran point guard who would take care of the ball and stuff. How do you think the point guard position has been so far as handling the ball, taking care of it and stuff like that?
Well, I think we've had our moments where the three guys who've basically played the point throughout this season, Nigel Pack starts, Bensley Joseph will play it as well, and Isaiah Wong from time to time. So I think they've done well. It's not them that are turning the ball over that much. I think Nigel had a few more turnovers than he normally has against Cornell, but they pressed us the whole game. We need everybody to cut down on their turnovers. We had 16 turnovers the last 2 games. We need to reduce that to 10. And if we have 10 or 11 or 12 turnovers against NC State, I'd be pretty satisfied with that. If it's 16, 18, or 20, that would be a very bad sign for us.
Thank you.
Kazubi.
Hey, Coach, I know we talked a lot about guards, but just down low, what type of impact do you think Norchad will have this game, and what do you mean against NC State?
Well, he's got his hands full with Burns, because Burns is about 6'8" or 9" and weighs 275, 280 pounds. Norchad is big, but he's not that big. And the two of them are going to try to have their way with each other. Norchad needs to use his speed and quickness. I'm sure Burns will try to use his bulk. But they both have skill. And oftentimes, whether you're an athlete or you're a power player, what it comes down to is shot making. Can you make the shot that you get? And in Norchad's case, it might be a driving layup. In Burns's case, it might be a post up and a jump hook. So we're going to need to try to keep the ball out of his hands as much as possible.
Any more questions for Coach L? All right, Coach, thanks very much. We'll have players in shortly.